Almost.
Almost.
I'm here in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains in eastern Tennessee to experience a way of life that I've always dreamed of living.
Oh, look at them. Wow.
A kind of self-sufficiency, a way of looking both at the past and the future.
So we probably have enough, huh?
That's up to whatever you think you'll need for the recipe.
This is the way we all really want to cook. I'm here at a remarkable place called Blackberry Farm in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains in eastern Tennessee with my good friend, the actress, Frances McDormand. And we have come to spend some time cooking at a place where everything comes from within a few miles of here. Blackberry Farms is this really beautiful inn where the guests are invited to participate in the workings of a real farm. The idea is that you get to experience the entire farm cycle, that you go out into the garden and pick the food that you then cook in the cooking classes. With that in mind, we're going to be preparing a terrine of homegrown radishes, beets, and baby arugula, a salad of sugar snap peas with cheese curd and black walnuts, trout from the stream with watercress roe and a broth made of herbs from the stream, barbecued lamb neck, a cut I have never had before, with sautéed greens and fingerling potatoes, and tarts of homemade strawberry jam with foraged elder blossoms. And we're going to be doing it with Sam Bell, who is the owner here and a really incredible chef in his own right.
Blackberry Farm is a very unique part of Tennessee in the Appalachian Mountains.
If you really want to think about where you would find great American cooking, it's right here.
We are the South, and our food absolutely reflects that.
Here you have the climate and the tradition, and here at Blackberry Farm, it all comes together in a very modern way. Sam has hired the most extraordinary group of people who are very passionate about what they do. They're people who believe in being good stewards of the land. They understand that how we cultivate our food today will determine how well we eat in the future. They also want to save the traditions of Southern American cooking before they disappear. Fran and I are heading off to the garden to harvest all of the things that we need with John and Jeff, who are incredible gardeners.
When Sam or one of the chefs want to use something, do they come down and actually go through the rows with you? How's it work?
Well, when people ask, do the chefs come down? Do we take things up? Do we grow what the chefs want? Do we grow what we want? I say yes to everything. It's a little bit of all of it.
The garden is large, and it doesn't really look like any other garden I've ever seen. When you look at it, it looks like a glorious jumble. And when you look down, you can see how good this soil is.
You could be born and bred and grow up your entire life in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains and never need to go any farther than your front door to get some of the best ingredients that the country has to offer.
Fran is the daughter of a preacher who lived for a while when she was little in Tennessee.
This is the yellow turnip-rooted radish.
Beautiful.
It's yellow on the outside and white in the middle. And that's the long scarlets.
That's a radish. I've never seen one that long. It's like a carrot.
It goes back to about the 1870s. You want to go ahead and get this arugula while we're
Yeah.
here? Okay. Well, this is the wild Sicilian, the Sylvetta type arugula here. And so we just cut off the little leaves, and you can see how beautiful that little piece is there. Just
The smell is
little
amazing.
I loved harvesting this wild arugula because it's the single most delicious arugula I've ever tasted. Something in there, I swear, tastes like bacon.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it can never be bad if it tastes like bacon. You picked some of those, didn't you?
Yes, I picked.
Wow.
I picked these beautiful Russian beets. It had these beautiful red leaves. Love that color.
We're making this radish and beet terrine, which is a way that Sam has invented of using these extraordinary radishes and beets that come out of the garden.
All right, Frances, you up for this?
You take the radishes and you cut them paper thin. I mean, as Fran said, they're like snowflakes.
Please be careful.
I will. I'm not going to go that far down. This is not an action film. You don't want pools of blood. I do have to say that is really efficient.
I think we will not be using this one.
No, I'll shoot those.
We'll just start to layer radish, a little bit of butter, a little bit of salt, and another layer.
Ooh, it's really nice from the side.
Let's go put it in the fridge and forget about it.
Okay.
This is an excellent example of the lamb's quarters. It's in the spinach family, has a wonderful flavor. I think it's better than spinach.
It's kind of funny. We like to say we eat between the rows here. So we grow all these cultivated things, but some of the healthiest things that you can eat, we actually don't cultivate. It's a weed, but we eat our weeds.
So in with the lamb's quarter. Touch of salt.
I understand why he likes this better than spinach. It's got more character. It's got a real nutty quality.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a garden that looked both wild and cultivated at the same time.
One of our guests back in the spring has a 4-year-old daughter, and she wanted to come down to the garden and plant something. So I decided the most fun thing for her would be planting potatoes. So we cut those up, cut the eyes out, and showed her how to do that. She placed all the potatoes in the ground. This is your fingerling type of potato. I love those. It's one of my favorites, and they have that wonderful waxy quality to them. They're not like a white potato that falls all to pieces when you cook them. These maintain their form. They have a wonderful flavor.
Oh, look at them. Wow.
See why they call them fingerlings? They are sort of finger shaped.
Here's the one that it grew from.
See, that 4-year-old girl put that in the ground. That was her little potato.
Okay, so these are just a few months old.
I know, they're not very old at all. It's a little bit like Christmas morning. You don't know what you're going to get till you open that package.
They are. Oh! Are these the ones you harvested? You harvested
The little ones. The little ones are mine.
Look at that. The bounty of the garden. I like what you were telling me about. You plant the oats in there during the winter.
Mm-hmm. We do.
What is it called?
Cover crops.
The cover
you call them
crop.
green manures too. We don't put any chemical fertilizers on. A lot of these plants need a source of nitrogen, and so
that's what they
the
get
cover
from the
crops
oats.
provide that.
Fran is getting peas. If you have a garden, there are a couple of things that are really rewarding, and peas are one of them. A pea is never better than right when it's picked.
The fat ones will be nice because we can shell those out.
Still long enough.
You can even take the thin ones for.
I love the little top. That's a little fairy hat right there.
It sure is. Now it's fun to open these up. Just so beautiful
they're
in there.
so sweet. That's candy right there.
I call these Skittles for grown-ups.
This is my problem about gardening. I eat as much as I reap.
Here's the Austrian winter pea with this beautiful purple color.
I'm eating it.
This is the black walnut tree. Now soon the walnuts will begin to form in the nodes of the plants. You'll have a cluster of walnuts, and there'll be these green, round kind of green spheres. But once they fall, and as they age, they'll kind of turn black. You know, these are extremely hard to crack.
I thought it was charcoal because I've never seen a walnut that dark.
Black walnuts are very local to here, and they're very hard to crack. And they're really delicious and much subtler, and to my taste, much more interesting than regular walnuts.
It sounds like it's a rock. It's I'm desperate to get that out of here. The fear of it is revealed. Nice. Good.
Next up, pea salad.
Pea salad.
You picked them.
I picked them. I picked the peas. I learned about the walnuts, the black walnuts. It takes a lot. How many
Hours.
walnuts? Yeah,
How many
hours and many thumbs being smashed with the hammer if it was me. Black walnuts, peas, what else goes in?
Well, we're gonna throw a little bit of mint, toss in some cheese curd. In the effort of making cheese, in the big vat, there's always a few crumbles of the curds that don't get put into the molds. And instead of throwing them away, they always make it to the kitchen, and they're incorporated in this case.
May I?
Absolutely.
I've never had a salad like this before, and I can't quite put the ingredients together in my head. I can't figure out what it's going to taste like.
We are going to quickly blanch.
Oh, okay.
Salted water, 30 seconds. I mean, just really quick. I want to maintain the freshness, the texture, the crunch, and then we're going to shock them in some ice water. Right.
Look at that color. That's spring.
Toss that mint in, and Ruth, if you'll work in that cheese curd, and then we'll finish with...
Want some walnuts?
So just a splash of vinegar.
Oh, it smells wonderful.
Yeah.
It comes together. These ingredients are meant to be, I suppose.
Don't you feel like we're sort of entitled to a little?
I think the entitlement's there.
Oh, this is a truly great salad. It's amazing what happens with the black walnuts. It's because there are not that
Boy,
many
they
in
stand
there,
out.
but they just like, whew.
Yeah, it makes it really earthy.
They do. They do indeed.
Sam wants to cook some trout, and I think the real reason is that he has an idea about doing something with trout roe, and so Fran and I are going to go catch the trout for our dinner.
You thought overalls were great. These are
Yeah,
really great.
these are really great. So attractive. All the rage in Paris.
We can accessorize. I have a belt if you want a belt.
No. I
right.
feel really chic.
Over the bridge and to the creek.
It feels like you've been told, go out there and catch dinner and don't come back until you've caught the dinner. It's not just your pride in this, but people are going to go hungry if you don't come back with the fish.
Well, perhaps there will be no trout for dinner.
We'll step right into the water. We'll have to watch out for the tree there, so we're going to bring the rod tip up and throw it right at those rocks on the bank. Perfect.
Oh, there's a fish.
There's a bunch of fish right there. He's got it. He's got it. Oh, he spit it out.
I can see why people like this.
Oh, yeah. The good thing about fly fishing is you have to be so in tune with what's going on out there, you can't really think about everything else.
You caught a tree! I know just how to cook that tree. The thrill of the hunt. Come on.
He's got it. He's got it. Pull.
Dang! Oh, that felt good. We caught us one.
Almost.
These trout want a specific kind of insect, and I just haven't found the one that looks delicious enough to them.
Can't believe I did it again.
Okay, come on. Come on now. Oh, baby! Woohoo! We got one, Ruth!
Good.
All right, so you can see where they get their name Rainbow?
Yeah.
And there's one for the table, huh?
That's the one for the table.
One for the table.
No.
We're making the trout that Fran caught. Or at least she caught one of these trout.
We're looking at the whole fish, and we're just gonna remove the fillets, which we're gonna gently cook over the fire out there. Always take notice of where the gills are. we will cut down until we hit the bone. He has a bone like all animals, and we're gonna take it just from the top. I'm just kind of creating an opening. And then we're gonna use the bone to guide our knife, and the flail will just fall right off. Voila.
When you open them up, there's this beautiful golden color. I mean, it's kind of a color that you see almost nowhere else in nature. It's just a lovely, subtle color.
I'm quite proud of that. It's a nice fillet. That's a gorgeous fillet.
What I love about the way that Sam wants to serve these is, I mean, we're just going to very simply grill them, so do very little, and we're going to leave them on the skin so that the skin will protect the flesh from the heat of the grill. Then we're going to serve them in a little broth that is made of all of the herbs that grow around the stream that the trout live in. And what we're going to throw into that broth is the watercress that lives in the same stream.
Oh, I mean, it is so incredibly aromatic. It's just like wafting over.
Sam is going to prepare lamb neck, something I have never tasted before. And so he is bringing me and Fran to meet Michael Sullivan, who is his master butcher and amazing sausage maker.
Lamb neck.
Lamb neck.
Yes, it is being showcased right now. This is our wonderful lamb that we harvested. It is just absolutely beautiful.
Those
Spring
lovely
lamb. Look at
little
the coloring.
legs.
They're not too big. Now, don't let this bother you. It's going to be a little crack.
Oh, good.
And this is going to be your lamb neck. You mind getting your hands a little dirty?
No, I'd love to.
You can feel all that meat.
Yeah.
Just right there.
Yeah. Amazing.
One reason this meat is so prized is, if you think about it, any muscle that's heavily worked means a lot of flavor. As you can imagine, the lamb going up and down, this neck is constantly worked. You don't need to do too much to this because nature has already seasoned it. From the rain to the hillside, to the grass, to the flowers, everything that happens, it self-seasons. And that's what makes it so good.
You're gonna see a real connection to this cut of meat and simply the idea of Southern barbecue. It's gonna cook long and slow, and at the end, this meat, you can pull it apart like pulled pork.
Of this lamb here, 100% of this would be utilized.
I think that's special, and that's what this whole butcher chop's about. All we're gonna do is put a little salt and pepper on these guys and rub them with a little bit of grapeseed oil.
It's really a beautiful cut. It looks like a little roast.
It does.
It's a great piece of meat on a bone. We're gonna cook it long and slow. It's just, maybe a little glorified Southern barbecue.
It's many steps, and it's a good example of how you take what is a very hard-working part of the body. Each step is very simple, but in the end, it's a fair amount of work to get this meat to the place that we want it, which is fall off the bone tender.
We're going to go straight down all the way to the bone. And just kind of pull it. At this point, we can take a fork and just start to pull this.
Thank you.
Oh, it's like melting meat.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
really sweet. They've been eating that spring grass.
That's right.
There they are. Beauties.
I've read books about extracting honey, but I've never actually been that close to them. It's kind of scary being that close to bees.
There's gonna be a lot of buzzing around your head, and it's okay.
Okay, I won't panic.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I am. I'm
Okay.
going to be very quiet, which is very unlike me.
I mean, if you want to say hello to them, you can.
Yeah. Hello, bees. Hi, girls. Giving them a puff.
Give them a little puff, just to let them know
We're
we're
coming to
coming.
visit. We're coming to visit.
Hello. You see them, they're up here working, and that's what we want.
There's going to be two things that when I go back home, I'm going to really look forward to telling my son, and one is that I caught a trout, and the other is that I had the nerve to take my glove off and stick my finger right in the middle of a honeycomb.
They're working away. They're not too concerned with us.
Oh no, but look, what am I doing? Now I have to unzip. Wait, I'll put it right through my net.
It is not like what you get in the store.
Oh man, oh man.
The smell, it's the best smell in the world.
I have never seen anyone put honey in pie dough before. But Fran went out and collected this honey and she wanted to use it, so we're putting honey into this pie shell.
What are we making?
We're making strawberry jam with elder blossoms.
Elder blossoms, which we foraged with Jeff.
The elder blossoms add a perfume to the strawberry. So it's strawberry jam, but it's got this extra little something. And if the person eating it doesn't know that it's in there, it's a little surprise at the end. Because that's where I think the flavor comes through is at the finish. We're gonna use golden cane sugar.
Preserving is really an old art. It is something that Americans have done for most of American history, but which we've pretty much lost. The sound has changed.
Yeah.
Just suddenly in the last few seconds, it changed.
We don't want it super hard, but we want that consistency that's nice that we can scoop it out. Let's turn it off. The part we've all been waiting for. We are going to throw the elder blossoms into the jam.
Oh man, smell that.
Then when we serve them at lunch, we're going to put a dollop of creme fraiche on top of them. All this sweetness, and the creme fraiche will have that little bite, the little yogurty bite to it. It just made my mouth water.
This has been a really extraordinary experience. I've learned so much, and what I've really learned is what the heritage of American cooking is and the way that it's informing the way that we cook right now.
Cheers.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Cheers to Sam.
Blackberry Farm.
I really give Sam a lot of credit. How you be a good boss is you find really talented people and you give them the means of working. And that's clearly what he's done here. That's really remarkable to have this kind of concentration of this kind of talent.
So you're a new fan of the lamb neck?
Oh, absolutely.
We've been plotting how we're going to find it in New York City.
You just have these people who enjoy each other's passion and are just constantly feeding each other. And they all feel really lucky to be around each other and to be here.